Imagine a world where a simple, inexpensive item costing less than your morning coffee could effortlessly tackle one of the most dreaded household chores, cleaning a caked-on, greasy oven. A world where you wouldn't need to don industrial-strength gloves, open all your windows to avoid toxic fumes, or spend a small fortune on specialized chemical concoctions. What if I told you that this world isn't a fantasy, but a reality that has been deliberately obscured by an industry worth tens of billions of dollars? For decades, shadowy boardrooms of household product giants have orchestrated a silent, insidious campaign. They've poured untold billions into marketing, research, and development, not to find the best solution for your home, but to ensure you remain dependent on their solutions. They've meticulously crafted a narrative that convinces you that only their new and improved, industrial strength, or professional-grade formulas can conquer the toughest grime. But beneath this glossy veneer of innovation lies a truth so simple, so ancient, and so devastatingly effective that its widespread knowledge would threaten their very existence. This isn't just about clean ovens. It's about reclaiming your autonomy, your health, and your hard-earned money from the clutches of corporate manipulation. Are you tired of scrubbing endlessly, inhaling noxious fumes, and watching your money vanish into thin air with every expensive can of oven cleaner? Are you ready to uncover the secret they desperately want you to forget? Prepare to be astonished, because the solution to your oven cleaning woes has been hiding in plain sight, costing you a mere $3, and it promises to remove oven grime forever. For too long, we've been conditioned to believe that powerful problems require equally powerful and often expensive chemical solutions. The marketing machinery of the cleaning industry has worked tirelessly to embed this belief deep within our consumer psyche. They've paraded dazzling new products, each promising a revolutionary breakthrough, yet all leading back to the same cycle of dependence and expenditure. But what if the most revolutionary breakthrough was, in fact, a return to basics? What if the answer to your most stubborn oven grime wasn't a complex chemical formula, but something so utterly common, so universally available, that you likely already have it in your pantry? The moment of truth has arrived. The ingredient that household product giants have spent billions to keep from your knowledge, the humble hero that will liberate your oven from years of baked-on grease and carbonized food, is none other than baking soda. Yes, that unassuming box of sodium bicarbonate, typically found in the baking aisle for a paltry $2 to $3, holds the key to an effortlessly clean oven. It's not a new discovery, it's an ancient wisdom, repackaged by nature and suppressed by industry. This isn't just a cleaning agent, it's a symbol of empowerment, a testament to the power of simplicity over manufactured complexity. The effectiveness of baking soda is not a modern revelation. It's a legacy. Long before the advent of industrial chemicals and glossy marketing campaigns, humanity relied on the Earth's natural compounds for cleanliness and hygiene. Our ancestors understood the power of simple minerals, and baking soda, or its close chemical relatives, played a starring role in their daily lives. Consider ancient Egypt, where natron, a naturally occurring mineral mixture primarily composed of sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate, was used for everything from mummification to cleaning and even early forms of soap. The Romans, too, utilized alkaline ashes from wood fires, rich in potassium carbonate, to clean their homes and bodies. Fast forward to early American homesteads, and you'll find baking soda, often referred to as saleratus, as a staple. It was used not only for baking, but also as a deodorizer, a mild abrasive cleaner for pots and pans, and yes, even for cleaning cooking surfaces and ovens. Grandmothers and great-grandmothers, armed with nothing more than a box of this white powder and a little elbow grease, kept their kitchens spotless, their clothes fresh, and their homes sparkling. This knowledge was common, passed down through generations, a testament to its efficacy and accessibility. The shift away from these natural, affordable solutions began with the Industrial Revolution and the rise of chemical manufacturing. Suddenly, convenience and specialized products became the new gospel, overshadowing centuries of practical wisdom. The industry didn't invent cleaning, they simply commodified it, convincing us that their proprietary blends were superior, while quietly sidelining the timeless, effective, and dirt-cheap alternatives. To truly appreciate the power of baking soda, we must delve into the fascinating world of chemistry. It's not magic, it's science. Sodium bicarbonate, NaHCO3, is an amphoteric compound, meaning it can react as both an acid and a base. But in the context of oven cleaning, its alkaline properties are key. Here's the breakdown of its grime-fighting prowess. First, alkaline pH reaction against acidic grease molecules. Oven grime is primarily composed of carbonized food residues and polymerized fats and oils. These substances are often acidic or have acidic components. Baking soda, with a pH of approximately 8.3 when dissolved in water, acts as a mild alkali. When it comes into contact with acidic grease, it neutralizes the acids, breaking down their molecular structure. This neutralization process weakens the bonds holding the grime to the oven surfaces, making it easier to lift away. Second, saponification process. This is where the real magic happens for fat-based grime. Saponification is the chemical reaction that produces soap, typically from a fat or oil and a strong alkali, like lye. While baking soda is a mild alkali, its prolonged contact with fats and oils, especially when combined with a little moisture and warmth, can initiate a slow saponification process. It converts the greasy, sticky residues into a more soluble, soap-like substance. This transformation makes the once stubborn grease much easier to wipe away, rather than just smearing it around. Third, breaking down carbon bonds in burnt-on food. The black, crusty bits in your oven are often highly carbonized organic matter. Baking soda's mild abrasive quality, combined with its chemical action, helps to physically and chemically disrupt these tough carbon bonds. As the paste dries, its crystalline structure can also exert a gentle physical force, helping to lift and loosen the baked-on layers. Fourth, why heat activates its cleaning power. While not strictly necessary, a slightly warm oven, not hot, can enhance baking soda's effectiveness. Heat increases the kinetic energy of molecules, speeding up chemical reactions. A warm oven can help the baking soda penetrate the grime more effectively and accelerate the saponification and neutralization processes. However, ensure the oven is off and only slightly warm to the touch, never hot, for safety. Finally, the vinegar boost, optional but recommended. After the baking soda has done its work, a spray of white vinegar provides a powerful finishing touch. Vinegar is an acid, and when it meets the residual baking soda, a base, a vigorous acid-base reaction occurs, producing carbon dioxide gas and water. This effervescent fizzing action physically lifts and loosens any remaining grime and baking soda residue, making it incredibly easy to wipe clean. The vinegar also helps to neutralize any lingering alkaline residue, leaving your oven perfectly balanced and sparkling. The global household cleaning products market is a colossal enterprise, valued at over $30 billion annually. This staggering figure represents not just the sale of products, but the immense power and influence wielded by a handful of corporations. Their business model thrives on perceived complexity and the creation of specialized needs. Why sell one multi-purpose cleaner when you can sell a separate product for every surface, every stain, and every appliance? The strategy is simple, yet brilliant in its execution. First, create a problem, or at least amplify its perceived difficulty. Oven grime, for instance, is presented as an insurmountable foe, requiring industrial-strength solutions. Then, offer a proprietary, often patented chemical cocktail as the only viable answer. They invest heavily in marketing campaigns that bombard consumers with images of sparkling clean homes achieved effortlessly by their products, subtly implying that any other method is inferior, outdated, or simply ineffective. Think about the language used: new and improved formula, advanced cleaning technology, professional-grade results. These phrases are designed to instill a sense of trust in their scientific prowess and to subtly dismiss any DIY alternatives. They leverage psychological manipulation, tapping into our desire for convenience and our fear of failure. Who wants to spend hours scrubbing when a spray promises to do the work for you? The catch, of course, is the recurring cost, the exposure to harsh chemicals, and the perpetuation of a cycle of dependence. They don't want you to know about baking soda because it's a one-time purchase that empowers you to break free from their carefully constructed ecosystem of consumption. It's a direct threat to their bottom line, and they've spent billions ensuring that this simple truth remains largely unspoken in the mainstream. Let's talk numbers. The economic disparity between the industry's solutions and the baking soda method is not just significant, it's a stark indictment of their pricing strategies. Consider the typical scenario. An average can of specialized oven cleaner spray costs anywhere from $8 to $15. For a heavily soiled oven, you might even need 2 cans for a single thorough cleaning. If you clean your oven quarterly, that's $32 to $60 per year, assuming 1 can per cleaning. If you're more diligent or your oven gets dirtier faster, that figure could easily double. Now, let's look at the alternative. A standard 1-pound box of baking soda costs approximately $2 to $3. This single box contains enough powder for multiple oven cleanings, often 3 to 5 applications, depending on the size of your oven and the extent of the grime. Even if you use half a box per cleaning, that's still less than $1.50 per session. For quarterly cleanings, your annual cost plummets to a mere $6 to $12. The annual savings for a single household are substantial, $50 to $150 plus. Over a decade, these savings compound dramatically, reaching an astonishing $500 to $1,500 or more. This isn't just pocket change, it's money that could be spent on experiences, investments, or simply kept in your wallet. Beyond the monetary savings, there's the invaluable benefit of reducing your exposure to harsh, often toxic chemicals. Many commercial oven cleaners contain lye, sodium hydroxide, or other corrosive agents that can cause skin burns, respiratory irritation, and are harmful to the environment. Baking soda is non-toxic, biodegradable, and safe for your family and pets. The true cost of convenience, it turns out, is far higher than the price tag on the can. You've learned the secret, understood the science, and seen the economic benefits. Now it's time to put this knowledge into action. This detailed protocol will guide you through the process of transforming your grimy oven into a gleaming masterpiece, using nothing more than baking soda, water, and a little white vinegar. Prepare to be amazed by the results and the sheer simplicity of it all. What you'll need: 1 box of baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, water, spray bottle with white vinegar, rubber gloves, optional but recommended for sensitive skin, damp cloths or sponges, plastic scraper, optional for stubborn spots. Step 1. Prepare your oven. Ensure your oven is completely cool. Remove all oven racks, baking sheets, and any loose debris, like burnt food crumbs, from the interior. You can clean the racks separately by soaking them in a bathtub with hot water and a generous amount of baking soda, or by scrubbing them with a baking soda paste. Step 2. Create the baking soda paste. In a bowl, mix about ½ cup of baking soda with a few tablespoons of water. Add water slowly, stirring until you achieve a thick, spreadable paste consistency, similar to frosting. You might need to adjust the amounts depending on the size of your oven and the level of grime. For a very large or heavily soiled oven, you might use an entire box of baking soda. Step 3. Apply the paste. Wearing gloves, spread the baking soda paste generously over all the interior surfaces of your oven. Pay special attention to areas with heavy grease and burnt-on food. Avoid applying the paste to the heating elements, top and bottom, and any fan openings. The paste will turn brownish as it absorbs the grease. This is normal and a sign it's working. For extra stubborn spots, you can apply a thicker layer. Step 4. The waiting game, the most crucial step. This is where patience pays off. Allow the baking soda paste to sit and work its magic for a minimum of 8 to 12 hours, or ideally, overnight. The longer it sits, the more effectively the chemical reactions, neutralization and saponification, can break down the grime. Resist the urge to peek or wipe it off early. Step 5. Initial wipe down. After the waiting period, take a damp cloth or sponge and begin to wipe away the dried baking soda paste. You'll notice that much of the grime comes off easily with the paste. For any particularly stubborn, caked-on spots, use a plastic scraper, never metal, as it can scratch the enamel, to gently lift the loosened residue. You might need to use a bit of elbow grease here, but it will be significantly less than scrubbing without the baking soda treatment. Step 6. The vinegar fizz boost. Once you've removed most of the baking soda and grime, spray white vinegar directly onto any remaining baking soda residue. You'll observe a satisfying fizzing reaction as the vinegar, acid, reacts with the baking soda, base. This effervescence helps to further loosen any stubborn bits and makes it easier to wipe away the last traces of grime and baking soda. Step 7. Final clean and polish. Wipe down the entire oven interior thoroughly with a clean, damp cloth, rinsing the cloth frequently. Continue wiping until all baking soda and vinegar residue is gone and your oven surfaces are sparkling clean. For a streak-free finish, you can use a dry microfiber cloth for the final polish. Don't forget to clean the oven door glass as well, using the same baking soda paste method.